All right, so I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think and to imagine those two different environments that I'm going to describe to you. And I want you to think and tell me in which one of those environments do you believe that you will be more prone to eating junk food, okay? So, first one, I want you to imagine one of those villages in Bali, right, that you see on in influencer photos and shit, right? You have that blue poo, you got your pool, you got the birds chirping, it's sunny, maybe you're playing some music on the background, and now it's time to order a meal, okay? Now, I want you to think about the second environment. I want you to think about a dark bedroom with the bed, the TV, everything is dark, and you have a computer, is a gaming computer, and you have some game that you like playing on it, and it's time for you to order a meal, right? In which one of those two environments do you think you're going to be more prone to ordering junk food, to ordering some high calorie like fatty pizza, burgers, or whatever? And in which of those environments are you going to be more inclined, are you going to be more prone to ordering a healthy meal? I think it's pretty obvious, right? I think it's pretty obvious in those two scenarios, and mind you, those are two pleasant scenarios, right? The poll, and I'm not saying that a gaming night session in your bedroom is not as nice as the pool in Bali, in the villa, with music and the birds chirping and sunlight. But what I'm saying is that it's all about the vibes, right? In this video, I want to talk a bit about that and how I'm using the vibes to lose 50 pounds with fasting. At this point, I've already lost around 30 pounds with fasting. So I got 20 more ish to go. And then I'll see how I am in relation to my ideal physique about that. But it's all about vibes. That's an idea I've been playing it for quite a long time right now. The, the environment that you are in, it's all about the vibe of the environment. That's why people put artwork in their houses, or that's why people should be decorating their houses in a way that's more true to who they are, instead of having that fucking beige, white, whatever. This is a rental, so I'm a little bit limited here, and it's just me, and I'm moving soon, so whatever. But your relationships are all about the vibes, like your friendships, even romantic relationships, the people you interact with. It's all usually, if you bring a certain vibe to the interactions that you have, even with the cashier at the supermarket, if you bring a good vibe, usually the person tends to respond in the same kind of vibe, right? Even work, man, work is a lot to do with vibes, and people have this idea that working is very rational and shit. It's not at all. Work is, even if you work an office job, which was always my case. I never worked like blue collar. That is, I don't know. You can understand maybe a little bit more of that. There's a lot of more of that vibe, interaction thing. But even in offices, it's all about the vibes, right? If you bring like this relaxed, more chill, more funny vibe to the office, it usually tends to resonate with other people, and people get kind of contaminated with the vibe, right? Like even the shittiest of works with the right coworkers, it is bearable. If you have the right coworkers, you can stand doing shitty job for a longer time. It's just how it works, right? So it's all about aesthetics. So not aesthetics. It's not about vibes, right? I said aesthetics because I was thinking about the word aesthetic, right? The ancient Greek, the word aesthetics comes from the word aesthetikos in the ancient Greek, which means, I'm going to be reading for you guys here, perceptive, sensitive is an adjective, by the way, means someone that's perceptive, sensitive, or pertaining to the sense of perception. It refers to knowledge gained through the senses rather than intellectual reasoning. So it's really interesting. Like I was doing some research, and using the word aesthetic to describe a physique is something that only started happening in the 1960s, 1950s, with the advent of like the bodybuilders era. But before that, aesthetic was something that you perceived through the senses. It was knowledge that was obtained through the senses, through your perception of things, how you felt about things. In other words, the vibe, right? It's about the vibe. And by manipulating, so you can consciously manipulate. If you want to understand vibe, we can just understand maybe the energy, or I like to I like to define it to myself. I wrote it I wrote that down a few days ago. The vibe is kind of like the qualities in something that make you attracted to that thing, right? So all the things that you like, all the if you, for example, if you meet someone new today, right? You go to a barbecue, middle of summer, you go to a barbecue. There's your friends invite another friend that you never knew the guy before. You start talking to him, and you really like the guy's like, oh man, this guy's cool. I want to, well, let's crack a beer together. Let's go to the gym together. Let's be friends. You like someone, right? You, in a sense, not maybe not romantically, sexually, but you are attracted to that person individually because that person has some qualities that you enjoy, some qualities that you are attracted to. Maybe they are funny, maybe they are optimistic, maybe they are they are smart, they are quick on their thinking, they can say some funny comments once in a while, they can make some I don't know, some intriguing comments about things. They look at things a certain way, and that attracts you to that person. It's the same thing with romantic relationships, right? Sometimes you see those relationships where the two that just don't match. It's like, oh, this person is a lot more attractive than the others. Like, what happened? It's the vibe, right? So when you are attracted to something, that tells you something about yourself as well, and about the things that you're actually valuing. A lot of those guys that get into relationships, for example, with problematic women, there's something about that tells them, that should be telling them a lot about, well, what am I actually valuing in things. And so by analyzing what are you attracted to and what vibe attracts you, you can understand a lot more about yourself. And I mean, it's a channel about fasting, of course. So I do think that fasting helps a lot with that, because it gives you the time and it gives you the sensitivity to think about those things and to notice those things. But here's a few ways of how I am doing that, right? So first thing is what I buy to eat, right? What I buy to eat. That's very important. If your house is filled with junk food and with snacks and everything else, then you are going to be more prone to be attracted. You cannot get attracted to something that you don't see. You can, right? So after a little bit of time with fasting nowadays, I don't have any cravings for junk food. I used to not be able to think how some people didn't crave, for example, a McDonald's or a burger or a milkshake. I wasn't able to understand how some people lived, and they were like, oh, I'm really craving a salad right now. That sentence was insane to me. But now that after over a year practicing fasting consistently, I can clearly see it. It's like I don't feel any need to eat that junk. I don't feel any attraction to those kinds of things. And the idea sometimes of a salad is really appeasing to me. And it's fucking wild to say that, because I was always a fat kid and I never thought that was actually possible. I thought it was like, oh, those people are just built different. They're just a different kind of person. But no, because when you buy only certain things to eat, and you fast yourself, and you get sensitive to what those foods make you feel, how those foods kind of affect your vibe. I'm sounding so fucking gay and so fucking woo-woo in this video, but I swear it makes sense to me, and I'm sure it might make sense to some people as well. When you start noticing how the foods affect your vibe, then it's impossible to not like the right things, right? Other thing, sunlight, right? I'm very fortunate that I live in a place that has a lot of windows, but I make sure that every morning I open all the blinds because I want all that sunlight in. I want to walk outside in the sun. I want to wake up when the sun is rising. I want to go to sleep during the night when there's no sun. I don't want to live like a bat. I don't want to live like a night creature, right? Even though sometimes I do like the night. I do want to be awake in the night, the whole vibe of no one's awake, is just you. That's interesting. But the light, I'm talking about losing weight here. I'm not talking about feeling good. I'm talking about achieving your goals when it comes to weight loss, right? Something else that I've been doing a lot this summer, I even made a community post about that, is being outdoors. I committed myself to being more outdoors this summer. So 2 out of my 3 workouts of the week are outdoors. I've been trying to get the 10,000 steps a day that everyone fucking talks about. It's hard as hell. It's probably the hardest fucking thing that I'm doing. it's so much walking. It's unbelievable. I wasn't hitting that even close to it before, but just being outdoors, walking outside in the sun, taking all that vitamin, all that sunlight, that's really good for me at least, but for most people I would say. Even the things you wear, right? Like growing up, I always gravitated towards dark clothing, the black t-shirts, darker hoodies and everything like that to hide myself. But about what I've been doing most is to buying clothes that are more colorful, that are more maybe light, like light open buttons, showing a little bit more of my body, like a little bit more molded to my body. You guys understand what I mean? I don't mean slutty clothes. I mean like just clothing. For example, the Bali example is like, a lot of those people that go to those places, they get very fit because, well, you're always wearing like tank tops, or you go to the beach and you're shirtless and you're wearing shorts. So it's like you kind of have to, like, you get in shape almost because you don't want to feel embarrassed, and you want to feel confidence in those clothes, right? So those are some of the things that you can do to manipulate the vibe around you, and be able to accelerate the process that you're doing, right? So that's what I have for today. Let me know if you guys like. I have my community in the description if you are interested in losing weight with fasting. And right now it's free for the next 15 people. So I'll see you guys there. Cheers.